What is going on, guys, and welcome to my channel. I am the BA Tutor, and on this channel I talk all things in the world of the business analyst. And in today's video, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about the future of the business analyst role. Where is this role headed? Is this role still in demand? The current state of the role, even talking about that a little bit, but of course what you need to do to prepare for the future of the role of a business analyst. So there's a lot to get into, folks, and I'm going to get into all of that. Before I do, again, if you're new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe. Make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, and make sure to go ahead if you're interested in training. I do have training courses that I have put together, a high level one, a detailed one. All of that is in the description down below if you guys want to reach out to me, ask questions. That is also as well in the description down below. With that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so first thing is, why is this important? Why do I need to know the future of the BA role? Well, because it is going to potentially have an impact if you are obviously interested in the role, and you are. That's why you clicked on the video, right? And so the important thing here is we're in an ever-changing world, right? We have to understand that things change so quickly. Nobody predicted that we'd be in a pandemic, and yet here we are, the entire world is in one. So it just goes to show you that we are in an ever-changing world, and you are going to need to stay on top of things in order to not be left behind. Okay, so talking about the future of the BA role, let's talk about what the role currently is. So currently, and I should really say prior also to current, because it's changing right now. The BA role is very simple, and if you guys have followed my channel, you guys know I love drawing this upside down triangle because it kind of represents the simplicity of the BA role in a way, right? You've got the business, you've got development, and you've got the business analyst, right? And so how I always explain it to people that don't know what a business analyst does is I just say you are the middleman, the liaison, if you will, for the business stakeholders and the development team to be able to talk to each other, because they can't. They have to go through you. You are the median and the liaison for which they have to go through, okay? And how do they go through that? The requirements is how they do it. You are responsible as a business analyst for writing those requirements. So that is really the simple way that I always explain it. Again, I'm not going to get into all of that here. Again, I've got courses where I put together and I go into detail step by step on everything, okay? This is just to give you a high level overview of that, okay? So that's the current state, right? But in terms of the future role, and we've already seen it now change, everything is changing because of Agile. The Agile methodology is the prominent methodology that companies are using now, okay? Because before it was, okay, some companies might use waterfall, some might use Agile. There was a resistance to it. Now everybody's moving to it. It's just a more flexible, it's just a more flexible, easier way to do things, okay? To do software development, and to companies understand that, and so they're moving farther and further away from waterfall, okay? And again, if you guys are not familiar with all these changes, with all these different terms and what Agile is, what waterfall is, down below in the course, okay? So since companies are moving towards Agile, what does that mean for the BA? Well, that means that the business analyst role actually doesn't really even exist in Agile. The title itself, the role exists, but the title business analyst really doesn't. In Agile, it's actually, you know, I'll go back to the upside down triangle. In Agile, actually you have a product owner, you've got your, I would say, development team, but you can just say team, not even development, because it could include more than that. And then you've got your SM, which is Scrum Master, okay? These are really the only three roles talked about in Agile. You don't see the BA in this, right? So you might be thinking, where is the BA role in Agile? Well, technically, it kind of falls in here, but this is the part where it's important, is that I believe the BA role is a combination of pretty much everything here, okay? And that's the first key here, is flexibility. The business analyst role in the future, and we're seeing it now too, is a role that you need to be flexible in and wear a lot of different hats, because you could be asked to have this, some of the roles that a Scrum Master does. You could be asked to have some of the responsibilities that a product owner does. And you could be asked to have some of the responsibilities that a development team might have. Now, again, it's not going to be the entire role itself. I'm talking about bits and parts of it. And that's where that's where the key comes in here is you have to be able to be flexible, okay? You have to be able to perform different roles. You have to be able to perform different responsibilities. That is going to be a key factor in your success long-term as a business analyst. If you can't do that, then I'm sorry, you're going to become a one-trick pony and kind of get weeded out. You have to be able to wear a lot of different hats. So that's really the first one, flexible, all right? You have to be flexible as a business analyst. The next one kind of falls in line with that, but it's also a little different. You have to be adaptable, right? You have to be able to adapt to the different types of methodologies, the different types of tools. Not every company is going to be using the same tools that they use to maybe write requirements, maybe to write stories, to capture their backlogs. There's going to be so many different types of tools. There's going to be different types of ways of doing things that you have to adapt to all of those, right? You have to be able to adapt. And this transition happened with waterfall to agile because from waterfall, you were writing requirements in a way that's not written in agile. In agile, you write user stories. That's a completely different way of writing requirements. And so that is what? Adaptability. And so that is going to be key for you as a business analyst. You have to be able to adapt. And finally, the third one, it's going to be a little bit harder for you guys to understand, but work with me here, okay? The third thing about the role is it's going to become a bit more qualified. And what I mean by that is with the growing number of roles, responsibilities, the tools you have to know, the way you have to write stories, etc., there's going to be more qualifications that you're going to need to have as a business analyst, which is why it's even more important to get the right training, to get the right certifications, to be able to, have the right work experience to be qualified, because this role is going to be a role that is going to continue to grow, continue to be in demand. Folks, we are in a digital revolution, right? We are literally in a digital revolution. Everything is digital. There's companies every single day, startups that are being created that are making us obviously more online. And with software development, there's always going to be a need for business analysts, for people to write requirements on that software. And so that is why I'm saying this role as a BA is only going up in demand. But if it goes up in demand, that means you have to be able to get your demand up as well. And that is done through being qualified. So be able to keep up with the newest certifications, be able to get the right, platforms to be able to, get the right experience, right? If there's a new tool coming out, if there's a new methodology coming out, you should try to get trained on that. You should be able to be ahead of the curve and not be left behind, because like I said, things are moving really quickly. All right, people didn't catch up on Agile. They thought Agile was just going to be a fad. It'll go away. Waterfall is the way to go, right? No, Agile is not the way to go. If you're not Agile certified, if you're not Scrum Master certified, like if you're not these things, then you are going to be less qualified and less in demand in a role that is becoming more and more demanding. So there you have, folks, the three major things about the BA role, the future of the BA role that you need to understand is you have to become flexible. You have to be able to perform different roles and responsibilities. You just have to. There's a lot of cross-functional teams you'll be running into. There's a lot of different hats you'll have to wear. You have to be flexible. You cannot just say, all I want to do is write requirements, that's it, okay? You have to be adaptable. You have to be able to use the different types of software, different types of tools, different types of methodologies that are out there, okay? You cannot just have your way and that's it, and that's the tool you use, that's the platform that you use, that's the software you use. That's not going to cut it. Companies will not like that. And finally, qualified. Make sure you are doing your part in staying qualified in a role that is growing, changing, in more demand, and you are getting certifications, you're getting training, you're taking classes. You are doing everything you need, work experience, attending seminars, all that stuff to make sure that you're qualified, folks. So again, if this helps you, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, guys, and please make sure to go ahead and like the video. And again, if you're interested in my training, I do have courses down below for you, a high-level course and a detailed course. I'll leave that up to you if you guys want to go ahead and grab it down below, but I assure you, you will not be disappointed. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. As always, thanks again.